Hello guys, Rapid Chess here, and I decided to record the video today for my English viewers, English-speaking viewers. I've been playing a lot on the internet, and I've been playing like mainly Alekhine defense for the last like 1 month or so. And with Alekhine, I reached my record ranking on Lichess about 2380, which is really good. Just 20 points away from 2400, which is some kind of professional, I think, level, but I might be overestimating my results. But anyways, I played Alekhine. I didn't make a lot of studying, honestly. I have much more knowledge in Najdorf, but I'm not playing Najdorf for the internet because of this anti-Sicilians, which I find very difficult to cope with and which are very good for white. So, and I was studying Alekhine, and I was very surprised that I found this trap, which I haven't seen a lot on the other like trap channels on Lichess, for instance. Yeah, when they have lots of them, but many of them doesn't make a lot of sense for me. So when I first saw this, I thought that it might be very playable, actually playable in real chess life. So if you're Alekhine player, so it will be interesting. And I will be I played some games after I found it, but no one ever went for this line. But I think it's very possible that I will find an opponent to win. So let's make these moves: e4, knight f6. So this is standard Alekhine moves. Sorry. And white plays, a lot of players play knight c3, which is a good move, I think. A lot of players don't like this move for black, so they want to play something else. They don't want to go for main lines, but our opponent will play e5. In many instances, knight d5. Also, Magnus played knight g4 against this this French slow guy. So knight d5, and white plays d4. So white gains a lot of space here, and they prepare to gain more space and tempi on this knight. So the best move here for black is to play d6, opening up the bishop and starting this tension against the e5. So there is this c4 move, which is, I think, exchange Alekhine after knight b6 to take. And you can capture with both pawns. Both moves are good. More classical is to play e takes d, but I also tried a lot to play c takes d and to play after the g6. So I think this is a good line to play for black. Doesn't need a lot of theory to know. I think that just generally black is doing quite good in this, but it's different. So we play let's take back, and in this position white plays knight to f3, which is, I think, the main line for white. When I studied it when I was like a kid, I read actually a book on Alekhine and tried to play it in one tournament, but then I skipped back to Caro-Kann. So knight f3 is the main move. You just make a good move with the knight. You support the d4, and you prepare, to play actively in the center, to play c4 at some point. And I played a lot of bishop to g4, which is very old move. And after bishop to e2, I don't know, the engine is very happy for white, actually. They show plus 1 point for black, so -1. So I don't think the black's position is so bad, but like the numbers tell differently. Okay, so in this position I found this move d takes c, which surprised me. It's actually been played by Grandmaster Bortnik. He is a very prominent lead chess player, about 2900, I think, chess.com as well. So he is an excellent blitz player. One of the best, competes in all the tournament. And it has been played by Magnus Carlsen. I think Magnus is not a big fan of Alekhine, for sure, but he plays everything. He plays a lot of chess on the internet, so he plays all the openings, and well, he played this move a lot, if you can check the chess base. So what's the idea behind this? So the first idea is to open up the D file, because I think that Alekhine defense is very good in the endgame. Somehow White has initiative in the middle game with queens on board, and there's some using the space advantage maneuver back and forth, and black queen doesn't have actually lots of space. You rarely can play c6 because your knight in most cases will go on c6, and your queen is kind of trapped, so it's very good to have this open file. And if you like, there are two legal legal moves here. Okay, there are a lot of legal moves. I'm just saying that the most natural to take with the pawn, but it's a mistake actually, because if you see, bishop to g4 gives 0, so we just exchanged one pawn. If you remember, the 1 minute ago I was talking about bishop g4, bishop e2, and it was like -1. Now it's 0.1 for white only. So it's a very big mistake for white to take to capture with the pawn, because in the later stage of the game we can exchange the queens, and then black is doing very well. So this is a mistake. So the natural move is to take with the knight, which is the main line and a good move. And here black plays not so obvious c6. Well, okay, I drawn a lot of errors. The c6 is kind of, you know, you giving space to your queen, you take in the d file, the d5 square for your pieces actually. And this is the main line. So after black wants to play bishop f5, e6, bishop to e7, knight to d7, and then castle, and they are doing very well generally. So the trap is, I'm going to speak about this right now. So when white sees this knight on d5, and in many instances, in many positions, white want to play c4, and they see this knight here on d5, so I think it's very natural to play c4. So let's make this move. So what black should do here? It's actually c4 is a mistake, even though in almost every Alekhine you see the c4 move. So the problem is with this knight to b4. So if you play knight to b6, white is much better. They have like +1. And this knight is not going anywhere. He's like stuck here on b6. White can play b3. White can play anything. And black will have at some point to play knight to d7, and they will. These two knights will create this. You know, taking space from each other, so it's not a good move, I think. So knight to b4. The idea is to attack the c2 square, but if you see, we like one move away from playing bishop to f5, and it's white turn to move, so they can like parry this threat very easily. And I personally thought that why engine is showing this, and he showed this, he didn't show this a3, so I played a3 myself. So let's make this move, and this is the trap. You take on d4, guess what? You took the pawn, and if white takes on d4, then it's knight to c2 royal fork to all the pieces, and you take the queen back, and you're just one pawn up. So black is winning. So if white takes the knight, then obviously we take this knight, and engine shows like bishop to e2, the best move here, and bishop to g4. It's like minus the evaluation is growing in black favor. It's like minus 0.6 after like 10 seconds, and it's growing towards black. So it's just a free pawn for nothing, and believe me, white will be very disappointed having this. So once again, let's just revise quickly. So we play knight to d5, d4, well, logical d6, knight f3, white wants to play classical. So we take this pawn, which is a very modern line, and I don't think white will have a lot of experience with this, so they take with the knight themselves, because they don't want to play pawn takes, which is quite ugly actually. And in this position, black plays c6, which I'm not saying it's very logical, but that's what engine says, so we play this move. And very logical c4 appears to be a mistake, because after knight to b4 there is a lot of threats. So the best move here, only which gives like zeros, is bishop to e3, which is hard to find, and you don't want to play like this move, because anyways black plays bishop to f5, threatening winning an exchange, and after like knight a3. So what I spot, let's say in the Scandinavians different, if black played knight to b4 and you put your knight on a3, you actually cannot get rid of this knight, never. So big problem. And I think black is just won a good position if white spotted this trap, but if they haven't, they played very natural a3, then queen takes d4, and it's like winning for black. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and please give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and write a comment whether you like it or not, whether I should do something like that or not in the future. Right, thank you very much, see you next time.